Parenting is everything. Like the human beings we are today are like a mashup of our environment, our parents, and what our choices. You feel me? And it's like parents have such a heavy influence that like sometimes you have to unlearn what your parents taught you. You know what I mean? If they didn't know what they was doing, at the time, they're human. You know what I'm saying? We can't fault them. Thank God for them. Yeah, they did what they could. They're human and whatnot. But we really have to relearn and re-educate like our kids differently because it wasn't working.
Right.
It wasn't working. Sorry, guys. Mind over matter is magic. I do magic. No, you mind over matter is magic. I do magic. No, you mind over matter is magic. I do magic. No, you think the mind over matter is magic. I do magic.
Yeah. Welcome to Mind Over Matter, baby. I'm your host, Deja Wallace, and if this is your first time joining me, welcome. If this is not, shout out to you. You real, you loyal. I appreciate you. So, on today's episode, I have a very special guest in the building. I'm probably gonna need to put some bomb dropping right here because who we got in the building? I'm gonna go ahead and let her introduce herself.
You already know what time it is. It's Sasajuste, Sasajuste. I'm coming out of Brooklyn, New York, and I'm so excited to be here.
Okay. Where can the people find you before we get started?
Everywhere at Sasajuste.
Okay.
Not Sasha or Shasha. It's Sasa, Sasajuste.
Okay, go follow that.
I only answer to Thomas and Jefferson, Mr. Franklin. Foreign accounts with no limits that we can bank in. They try to steal off the recipe like it's plankton, but it's no excuse, cause they already know the truth. When I'm stepping in the booth, get some water, shit ain't really.
On today's episode, we're gonna be talking about just passion, like what do we have to sacrifice to even finding our passion and actually pursuing it? How do you commit to a passion? Like, how did you find yours? And just like, how do you feel like by you finding your passion, how is that gonna change the trajectory of how your kids look up to you? Like generations, like that's what we're gonna get into on today's episode. Okay, so kick back, relax, and enjoy this episode. Episode 47, big 47.
Cute.
Yes, we're getting up there. We're almost there, 50. All right, passion or profit? What do you think is more important to you right now in your life?
More important.
Yes. Like, which one would you, like, if you had to choose one, because a lot of people sacrifice their passion to follow a profit. So how do you feel about that?
In my world, because I feel like for me, that's a hard question. To pick one or the other, because at the place that I'm at, I'm really in a space of making sure my passion brings me profit.
Okay.
And really manifesting that and moving in that way. And so really just indulging in things that I enjoy doing, because there was a time where I was focused on money and getting money. But then I realized, my passions can pay me way more than feeling secure in a job or feeling assured a check. There's definitely a value to what I bring and what I do that can't be like edified by a paycheck. And so when I really came into that space, I was like, nah, I know what I'm doing. I'm an expert at what I do. I'm creative. I'm a creative person, creative genius, and I look at myself as someone that can take nothing and create something, whether it is with art, with my voice, with my ideas. And so I'm really in a place where making my passion, make sure my passion brings me profit.
Right. That was like beautiful. Like, not a lot of people are at that position where they're like committed enough to even see that like happen.
Right. Yeah.
So did you feel uncomfortable, like even before that step, before you actually started getting money from it? Like, how did you like shake that off of you, you know?
Okay, it's definitely not easy though. I think the hardest part about the whole thing, I think, is really trusting yourself. It's really when you say, all right, this is scary as like this is some like extreme new territory, you know, being saying like, all right, I'm the product, I'm the value, I am the idea, I am the brand, I am the money, and really like stepping every day into that energy and really doing that. I think that was the hardest part because you really have to believe in yourself. Regardless of what anyone tells you, you know, they'll say, hey, get a job, you know, and you can get jobs and pursue your passions. You know, that's a lot. It is a lot to do, but you can do that too. I never want to like say, you know, you can't do something because we're here to really like defy those odds and stuff. So, but I feel like the hardest part and the whole part, and yeah, it was really difficult. It was scary. It was groundbreaking. You know, it took a lot. And there are times where it doesn't always work immediately. So yeah, there's times where you're struggling. You need to ask for help. You know, you may be in an uncomfortable situation that you don't want to be in. You know what I'm saying? But those times will pass. It's only going to be a moment. You might be sleeping on your homie's couch for a moment. You know what I'm saying? You might be asking for some money for a moment. You might be not making that much for a moment.
Talking about homies, do you feel like sometimes your friends aren't as supportive as like a stranger? I feel like sometimes your friends are supportive because they know it's you, but at the same time, like they don't give you the same like feedback as if like a stranger was to listen to it.
It's a fact. It's a fact. I think there are some friends that maybe like identify with what you do and can get down with it, you know. And sometimes I feel like I have friends in music. I have friends that are not in music though that really like my music may not even be their cup of tea. And sometimes I feel like there was a time where maybe I did take it personal, and then I realized, you know, they don't owe me their support. They're my friend, yeah. So regardless if they like my music or not, if my genre of music appeases them, if it really suits them, if they jump up and down to it or not, yeah, you know, sometimes you have to ask for support. Like, I want you to come to my show. It's important to me that you show up like this. And if that's what makes your relationship, then that's what you got to do. But for me, I've come to the place where I want you to show up because you want to show up, because you like it, because you love it. And those are the people I show up for back. And that's all that matters. But when it comes to, hey, my friend needs me, yeah, I'm there for them. They don't got to come to every show.
Even like your friends that aren't in the same like musical, like if they're not musically like into that, like the friends that aren't into your music, you still like show up for them when it comes to what they're passionate about. You know what I mean?
Like the friends that are not into my music, do I show up to what they're passionate about?
Yeah.
Now,
like, do you like match energy, or do you like, you know, like take the high road?
I think for me, for the most part, I'm like a person where if my friend is happy, I'm happy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
if I see them doing something that they love.
So you don't take it personal that.
I can't take it personal.
Okay.
You feel me?
Yeah,
but I think there was a time that I did take it personal. I wasn't always this mature. And it did bother me. But then I realized there was so many other people showing up for me. Like mad other people.
Right. You can't focus your energy on that.
Ain't gonna change the fact that my shit is fire. Like. So
what's like your overall vision for your music, like ultimately?
Well, for me, I think it's bigger than the music. So I really think my music is going to be a catalyst for me to enter an unlimited amount of industries. You know, I really want to tap into fashion. I'm tapping into my visual artistry. I'm tapping into my philanthropy and raising money. I'm tapping into community work and outreach. And so I really want my music to be something that helps me connect with people, but then bring in a bigger message or a bigger cause or a greater impact, because I think music in reality is dope, and to be a rapper and to be a singer and to be a musician is lit. But I also feel like it's not really a fair industry. You don't really get what you deserve as an artist, and you're fighting for your life. You know, it's tiring, you're touring, you're doing a whole bunch of stuff. I want to be able to do that. I want to act, I want to model, I want to do everything. I want to do whatever I want to do and not feel
So you just want it you're just doing it for it to open more doors, and just like you're also passionate about it, of course.
Absolutely,
but
super passionate.
it's just
you
a
know what I
plus
mean?
that everything is like, unfolding as it should.
Absolutely. I just feel so multi-talented, and I feel creative, and I feel like there's so many things that I want to do, in my life. So music is just one of them, and I feel like I'm super great at it, but I would love to produce music. There's just so many other things about music that I want to learn and excel at too. So.
And I heard that you're like doing something where you want artists to meet up and like have an event where artists meet up.
Well, I actually was supposed to host a poetry jam. I think what you're talking about is my it might be a top secret project that I'm working on, but I'm working on some stuff. I'm working on some stuff right now, a whole bunch of stuff. And one of them is definitely a space where artists can learn from each other. And just share ideas about how hard it is to be an artist, and really like share resources, because I think one of the things about being a DUI artist and really being independent is like finding the connections. Who has the connections? And I think just opening a space where we can share that, and that is the premise of this space, will be like a ease for a lot of artists trying to figure out what to do and what's the next step for them, or where to go, or how to figure out like what they need, you feel me, to move forward.
So how did you find like your people, like people you knew that were as passionate about the music thing as you?
I think putting yourself out there is the number one thing you could do. I don't necessarily think I even found people. I think people found me, and we just found each other in these spaces. We found each other online. We found each other in comment sections. We found each other like resonating and relating to what we really like. So like all the real rap heads are like, I follow them, in the community, the people who really listen to bars, you know what I mean? Like there's certain things about each artist that are really distinct, you feel me? Some people are like real gangster rap artists, some people this. So we just find each other and like putting ourselves out there, and that's how I found my people. And I keep finding more people, you feel me? It's just, I feel like it's a small world. The more you put yourself out there, and the more you expand, the easier it is for you to find your tribe, and for your tribe to find you.
That was well said. Oh my God. Like,
Thank you.
no, for real. I gotta take that advice. But I guess this is what I'm doing. Like, I meet people all the time now because I made the podcast. So
and you're putting yourself out there.
My problem is I'm not going to like maintain that friendship enough, because sometimes like I do good for like a month or two, but then after a while it's like.
But that's okay. I think that's another thing, we expect to be like at each other's disposal way too much.
Yeah, true.
It's like, we are music associates. We are networking confidants. Like, I can't be there all the time, but stick with me. My journey might really develop in another 6 months, and you might just have to ride it out, you feel me, and really, get up with me then. But I feel like when you really link and connect with people, you're like, when it's time, it's time. And there's always like that agreement amongst creatives I know, where it's like, we gonna get there. It's gonna happen when it needs to happen, you know what I mean? Can't rush the process.
Right. So you even said like in our generation, you're finding a lot of people online in the comments, and like a lot of people put like a negative stigma on social media, but sometimes you can't like ignore the big positive that you're connecting with a bunch of people that you wouldn't have access to before. Absolutely. So how do you feel like this next generation growing up is going to look at like 9-to-5s and like versus following their passion?
I really love this generation coming up. I love it. They're like, no, we do what we want. And I love it. We need to change the landscape of what the workplace looks like. It's remote now. It's at your disposal. It's, it's more like advanced. It's more like here, like boom, boom, or just putting together like something, of your own creation and benefiting from that. I think 9-to-5s are a thing of the past, because, as much as, I think that's a foundation that's always going to be there. But as much as it being like something you need to have to do, nah. And I really encourage everybody to get money how they know how to get money, you feel me, and be an entrepreneur, be like creative, be an influencer, be a streamer, do it. Do what you want to do and get your bread, because someone else is going to do it.
Right. And I feel like a lot of older people are holding on to their beliefs so much, so they make it so hard for some kids to even like say like, oh mom, I'd rather do my passion right now than go to school. Like they hold on to these beliefs so hard that they don't want to compromise with their kid, and that's like affecting their mental health. So how do you feel like raising a kid in this generation would be different now?
I think you really have to like not raise your kid how your parents raised you, like on some real shit. I feel like I'm gonna take everything that I really needed them to do and do it for my kid. Like really, like in a sense, breaking generational curses. I really think, you know, the generation before was taught to like go to school, go to college, you know, get a degree. And not that anything is wrong with that. That is still encouraged. Go to school because that institution is great for learning and exchange, social networking, everything. But will you
Heavy on the butt.
Heavy on the butt. Are you going to make as much money as you want to make? You feel me? Going to school and getting that degree and spending all that money on a...
And then paying off the student loan debt.
Okay. We all know it's looking like a trap these days. It keeps showing up as like not as beneficial as it can be. So if that's something that you don't have to do, I would never encourage my kids to go to college. You feel me? Like that's crazy. I would say if you want to learn in a different way, learn in a different way, but get your money. We'll invest, you know, and I really think it's also about investing in your kids. Generational wealth is not like only like handing down money, but it's like making sure you believe in your kids, you show up, you support, you say, hey, like you want to do this, I'm gonna do this with you, and we're gonna ride it out. And if this is your gift, we're gonna develop that gift, and then boom, we're gonna make you the best at whatever you want to be the best at. So I really feel like that's the new look. The new look is definitely being more open-minded, like being more flexible and being new age.
And that's going to be so much better for our kids' mental health, because I don't know, sometimes you could get generational trauma, if you ever heard of that.
Yeah. Okay.
And when you like actually take the time out to break curses and not like, you know, listen to every single word what your parent says, that's like going to shift the way you parent your kid.
Absolutely. And I really think parenting is everything. Like the human beings we are today are like a mashup of our environment, our parents, and what our choices. You feel me? And it's like parents have such a heavy influence that like sometimes you have to unlearn what your parents taught you. You know what I mean? If they didn't know what they was doing, you know, at the time, they're human. You know what I'm saying? We can't fault them. Thank God for them. Yeah, they did what they could. They're human and whatnot, but we really have to relearn and re-educate like our kids differently, because it wasn't working.
Right.
It wasn't working. Sorry, guys. It wasn't working.
All right, so I went to TikTok and I asked some questions for today's topic on today's episode. Cute. New segment, message. Got a message, guys. It says, do you feel like more kids, when they get older, they will be making an income off 9 to 5 or social media?
I definitely feel like social media is being pushed heavy. Yeah. You know, depending on what that person wants to do, 9 to 5 might be required. You feel me? Like if you want to be a freaking, you know, if you want a traditional trade,
like a doctor.
Yeah, you're going to need a 9 to 5. So like I see those things always being like a foundation, but I think it's just going to be so much more social media influencers, so much more like creatives, so much more people doing what they love to do online, get paid for it. Like, you feel me? I love it. I love it for everybody.
And it's fire because like I could really see the future of it, because I even got a job as a social media intern.
Really?
Yes. That's Shout out to Rico. He got me the job at Brooklyn College. So I'm going to be in charge of their TikToks and all of their like online presence, basically.
Oh, yes. Okay.
But mainly TikTok, she said, because she says like their TikTok is dry. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm going to help them out with that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brooklyn College.
But it's like actual jobs now that are way less like, you have to do more physical, like, and like you have to actually do physical labor. Yeah. It's more jobs that, you know, you could be behind your phone, behind your laptop.
Managing,
so a lot of the older generation, back to them again, they look at it as like, that's not a real job. Like, you gotta really, it's that toxic cycle. They really,
because they're not online.
yeah, true,
They're
true,
not even online.
true.
They're not even using this shit. They're on WhatsApp.
Yeah, for real. Literally.
They are on WhatsApp.
They will give, like, they don't even use, like, the wallets on your phone. That will make life so much easier. And it's like,
They're really
just put it on your
paranoid.
phone.
I get them though. They're super paranoid. They're like, they don't want nobody stealing their information.
I get that.
Like
I get that.
And
but
you know what? They're not as sharp as us. So they could get
Yeah.
caught up in some you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And no offense.
My mom got
guys.
scammed a couple of times.
Right, because they, the phone thing is new for them. They see a message come in, they think it's an innocent message, not
Yeah.
realizing you got your phone caught up in some like phone number list of some telemarketer scammers. Yo, somebody texted me the other day. This Asian woman, yeah,
What she
a
said.
picture of the Asian woman. Yo, I kid you not. It said, "Hi, this is Ian. Did I hope you remember me? Ray Tay Tay. Oh, is this Ian? I hope you remember me. It's a picture of this Asian lady." I said, "You got the wrong number, girl." She said, "Oh, I'm so sorry." Now I knew it was a scam, but I just wanted to be polite. And then it came back. "You're such a considerate, nice person." Block.
Nah.
Why are you texting me back? I'm such a considerate, nice person. Thank you.
You know
for
what my mother would do? She would like go with it. She'd be like, "Okay, I'm getting my purse right now." Like she put on a whole personality. I'm like, why are you
her
like
on
this?
TikTok.
Just hang up the phone.
She really gets a kick out of it.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, they call like all the time.
In the morning, you think your phone is lit. Dry. My phone is dry.
Yeah.
They only call me.
Yeah, they're terrible. How did we even get here? Like, these scammers gotta go. I know they're waiting for another pandemic to get some PPP loans.
Oh my God.
All right. Do you believe a parent's life is on pause after having a kid, or do they continue on with their life, like with their future and their goals?
I mean, really? I think there's two types of people in the world. Yeah. There are the people who feel restrained in their boxes, like, oh, my life is over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got a kid. This is what it is. And then there's the people that say, I got this child. I got these dreams. I got to use my community. I got to make this work. I got to keep going. I got to still do the passion. Kid going to be with me in the studio. Going to be with me on tour. Going to be with me here. There's two types of people in
That's
this world.
true.
I feel like
That's true.
you can do it if you up for it, but you really got to have the heart. Yeah, some people don't have the heart. Some people are like, nah, I'm just going to play it safe, and that's what we're doing. We raising you. Everything go on you now. And some people are really ready to sacrifice their dreams, to really birth someone else's dreams and life. And that's beautiful too. I think, it's up to you, like what you think is more important. You feel me? Like,
Yeah. So how have you sacrificed to get to this position?
girl. Girl. I think what people don't realize, being a musical artist is really expensive. Yeah?
Believing in yourself is, because you got to invest in yourself.
You got to invest your good money
Mm-hmm.
into this whole thing. You got to get the best of the best.
Mm-hmm.
And really leverage that. And I feel like I've sacrificed a lot of, time out, hanging out with friends, going outside. Even sometimes your romantic relationships can take a toll. I'm in the studio. I gotta be here. I'm doing, you know what I mean? I can't just be out frolicking. As much as it's out the summertime, I want to be outside. It's like I gotta be focused. I gotta be on schedule. I gotta make sure I make these sessions, make these, shoots, and do what I need to do. And a lot of things might have to take the back burner, like dating or, you feel me, spending your money on clothes and shit like that. Sometimes you gotta eat. You gotta eat a certain way so you can make sure you make the bills due and you have bread for the studio session.
Right.
You feel me?
A lot of people don't realize that believing in yourself is like a 24-hour job.
Yeah.
Like, even when you go home, like, you're still thinking about it. You're still like,
Manifesting.
yeah.
It's a never ending thing.
Yeah.
And I think believing in yourself, though, as like difficult as it can be and as expensive as it can be, it is so good for you. It is like, it keeps you out of fucking trouble, keeps you out of it, keeps you.
It focuses you up.
It's a
for
higher
real.
freaking source of like fuel for you to know, like every day you wake up, something's out there for you, and you just got to keep going till you get that. And even when you get it, you got to keep going and maintain it. You feel me?
And it showed you like so much lessons through that whole process,
Yeah.
like self-discipline, like
Okay. Yeah.
stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, discipline. Yeah, too. You gotta be on schedule. You gotta be the boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. But the rewards are so great.
Mm-hmm.
The rewards are really great.
It's just how, like, all right, because I feel like I'm in the beginning stages of like doing those sacrifices and then like putting my money into something that I really believe in myself.
Right.
Sometimes, how do you like, all right, so I have strict parents, so they don't like this. So like, how would you not let those voices like validate you as much? Because like I'm close to my parents. Obviously, they brought me up. So like, how do you not let that like get to you?
It's really hard to not. Yeah. I think that's really tough because parents are so, you love them. You want to make them proud. They're so influential and everything like that. But ultimately, when you turn 18 and you're an adult, there is something that happens to us where I feel like there's two different types of people in this way too. You have to make everyone respect who you are. As long as they respect who you are, they don't gotta agree with what you're doing. They don't gotta like it. But as long as they respect who you are, yeah, that's all that matters. And not taking any like disrespect, and not disrespect meaning like not in the words of like, curse words or like talking down or calling you out your name, but disrespecting like keeping you from your dream. Yeah, like doing anything to stop you or thwart you. Yeah, as long as no one's stopping you and getting in your way and stuff, they don't have to like it. Yeah, but as long as they're not disrespecting you by keeping you from it, I mean, and if talking down to you is something that makes you feel like it's keeping you from it, then you got to talk to them and be like, nah, that doesn't encourage me, and this got to stop right here. Respectfully, I love you, but we don't got to talk about this. We could talk about that. Yeah, I'm gonna do this, but we gonna talk about
so
that.
who do you like look up to and like really like value like how they feel about your music and stuff? And that could be like somebody like that could be the inspiration why you did it, stuff like that.
I mean, I really think my music is more something where I don't know if I really like look to anyone to like validate my music per se. I think it's something for me to like, it's like a levels for me to achieve. I feel like every time I write a song or I write a 16, that's crazy. It's hard. I think there are people that I listen to online, and there are artists that I connect with online that when I find that they're into my music, it's always valid. It's always validating in the sense of the people who you respect you. It kind of gives you a sense of like, my tools are sharp, yeah. Because if I fuck with your sound and you fuck with my sound, then I'm on the right track. Yeah, it's like it gives you kind of like this, like this comradeship, this community of like, I'm where the lituation is. Yeah. So if you do hard music or you do ill 16s or you crazy lyricist or you a fire MC and you saying my shit is fire, it's like, whoa. So yeah, in that sense, absolutely. There is like a validation where I look to like my community of artists that I fuck with to see if my shit's hitting.
Right.
Other than that, it's really me. I really love my shit. I love my music. I love getting.
I feel like that's the most important part. You loving your stuff.
I love
like
my shit. I love
regardless if people love it or hate it, like you love it.
Yeah, how about it's a me thing. You know what I mean? I feel like I listen to myself more than any other artist, and I feel like it's also a release for me. Like being able to translate what I feel inside into a song feels like a crazy accomplishment. Like boom, I just. That's the timestamp right there. Like every time I listen to that song, I know I was feeling like that, and that's like a diary entry, for me. So I feel like
I think about it like this, because sometimes like older people wouldn't know like who Cardi B is, but everybody here knows who Cardi B is, right? So it's like somebody's always not gonna know about the podcast or something, but I shouldn't care because it's my work and I'm putting in the work and it's giving me like happiness, basically. So
I also think we have this crazy concept of time. I don't know. I feel like everything we do matters. Yeah, like every time you create something, it matters. And you don't know when that person is going to discover. It could be 10 years from now they discover this podcast. And it's some crazy stuff on here that needs to be said or revisited. Yeah, but it matters. It matters. And somebody's going to hear it, or like Tupac said, it might spark. It might, you know, you may not be the person that changes the world, but you could spark the idea in the person.
Yeah, that's a bar. I heard that one before.
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah. It matters.
I read that somewhere.
It matters, yeah.
Yeah. But is there anything you want to talk about?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
there's so much things I want to talk about, but I really want to tell the people about this project I'm dropping.
Okay.
And it's releasing in like a week. It's like a summer vibe, eclectic, abstract kind of 5-track EP that I put together. And it has some new flavors on it. I got some fire features that I'm really, really excited about that are on there, coming out of New York. Some really heavy hitting artists, and just to be able to work with them is a super blessing. So this is probably one of my most exciting projects that I'm dropping in my career, because it was unexpected. It's super fresh, and it's a different sound. You know, I'm notoriously like a lyricist, you know. So all
explain your sound to the people.
I'm a Gemini. First of all, let's put that out there. It's important that I say this because I think every
so
song,
it's two-sided.
I think what people need to get is like it's more than just two. Yeah, it's like a multitude of personalities. Yeah, I think we've seen an array of sides from Geminis in the past. Like they say there's 2 sides, there might be like 6, to be honest. Yeah. And I just say that to say, I think like when we're in character, we're really in character. So like I might feel flirty one day and I could really lean into that. And I might feel really aggressive the next day and I'm going to really lean into that. I might feel playful the next day. It's just we really take on, when we take it on, the energy or wherever we're feeling, we are feeling it. So all my music has been a little different. I have some drill tracks that I did Don't Do That. And Don't Do That is like a real fun track, just like You're My Business. Don't do that. You know what I mean? It's just a real fun track. And I swagged on it. It's a drill track. I'm not a gangster rapper. You know, I'm not a gangster by no chance. You know what I mean? I'm from the hood and all, but like, you know, soft life.
You like a good hood jam.
Soft life. Yes. I'm like a good hood jam. You feel me? A good head.
That's
it's a good bop. So, you know, I did a song called Fat Pussy Activity, which is super sexy for the ladies. It's a real
I like that name.
cash swag.
What's the name?
Fat Pussy Activity.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's all different kind of energies. And the first track that I really got people listening to my stuff was Bad Juju, which was super political about cultural appropriation and Black women being the center of the universe and everybody taking from us. So
that's another conversation.
Yeah, a whole nother conversation. But so everything is a different flavor, because when I'm talking about something, I'm really getting into it, and we're you know, we have multiple sides, all of us. I think as an artist, I really am good at just leaning into whatever I'm doing at the time. So this project is more R&B. It's more singing. It's more, they're not used to that. So I'm really excited for my audience to hear some different energy, some more sexy energy.
And you have bars too, so it's like R&B with bars.
Yeah, absolutely, because the bars are still there. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
We still talking our shit. Yeah, always. But I just wanted to come with something that you could really enjoy, like something for the time we're in right now, which is summer. You know, it's the end of the summer. I'm just catching it, but you know, it's still a good time. It's still New York summertime outside, so.
Labor Day didn't come, so it's still the summer.
You will be jamming to it by Labor Day. Just know that. Yeah? Okay? So, I'm super excited. And that'll be available on all streaming platforms. It's called Keys to the Throne.
Keys to the Throne.
Keys to the Throne.
On all streaming platforms.
Yeah, Keys to
Look
the
out
Throne.
for her.
Coming soon.
Yes. Right, we weren't. It's all watered down.
Nah, that's perfect. I'm not really a wine person. I haven't dropped music in a minute, so.
That's good that you're still like
I've been modeling more and doing other things.
Sometimes when I take a break, it's hard for me to get back into something.
Yeah.
So like the fact that you haven't dropped in a while, because some people drop consistently and it's just like, that's not easy.
It's not easy to drop consistently. And sometimes you really got to have a strategy to do that. You got to. So I think right now, y'all about to get sick of me. Because I've been sitting on so much stuff, you know what I mean? Like I got like archives of
so that break made sense.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm always working, yeah. So I'm really excited. I got this EP coming, and then I got some other coming right after. So you know, y'all gonna be hearing a lot of new music, a lot of visuals coming, and I'm also gonna be doing my Haitian benefit concert.
Oh, okay.
Which I also want to talk about. It's super important that I talk about that because I did one last year. We raised $4,000 and we sent it to several families and one orphanage in Haiti. And that was probably, you know, the moment when I realized music wasn't just it for me, because that felt so fulfilling, making an impact like that. And so we'll be doing it again this year, bigger and better, in Brooklyn. And I'm going to start.
That's big.
Yeah, I'm going to start announcing that soon. Absolutely. Last year was just immense, beautiful. We had Haitian food, we had Haitian artists, and everybody contributed, GoFundMe. They bought tickets. I mean, we raised $4,000 in a matter of 2 months.
Wow.
Yeah, my community, yeah. No
That's amazing.
investors. It was just love. So we're going to do that again. And stay tuned. I'm so excited to.
Where is it? In Brooklyn?
In Brooklyn, yeah. In Brooklyn.
Where?
Well, I don't have the look. We
You have different locations.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to launch all of the information soon. But you got to follow me on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok at Sasajuste. So you can stay tuned with all the information, the flyers, the artists, the lineup, and where to donate and where you can make contributions, because we're gonna need all the help this year.
I feel like it's so important for us to even have like communities or just like people that look like us that are creating and have events where we can meet up. Like that's so important to have.
Absolutely, yeah. Community is the biggest thing. I think like when that aspect is missing out of this industry, it really gets really nasty. Because everybody's in it for themselves, because you know, nobody's looking out for the community. We need to like have moments where it's just a give back or a kickback, or you know, where we just show up to like feed each other, whether it's information or literally potlucks, because you know, without those things we kind of like forget, like we're all in the same boat, baby, and we all here, and we all in the hood. Yeah,
I'm not from the hood. No.
You from New York?
I am. I'm definitely from.
Okay, that's what I meant.
Yeah. I'm definitely from the hood. But yeah, the trenches.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The wine is cute.
It's good. It's like Moscato.
Yeah,
right?
the wine is cute.
Okay.
I'm into it.
Okay. Let me get back into my questions.
Okay, yeah. I'm into the questions too. They're really good. I'm like sinking into the couch. Scoot up.
How are you trying to stand out from this generation? Have you been like R&B singers and stuff?
With my music?
Yeah, and just like how you go about your passion too, like your mindset.
Good one, yeah. Good question. I really think about that a lot, actually. And I think it's really important to me how I carry myself online. And by that, I mean, like, what I choose to say, what I choose to post, why I choose to post it, and what I'm representing, what my brand is. And so far, I feel like I have been taking my time and making sure that I take my time. Being viral has not been a concern to me. It's really not important to me. And yeah, going viral for your music is the goal, because you want as many people to hear you as possible. But in terms of being a personality, I think I've just been really careful about what I get locked into doing, because I think once you go viral for something, you're locked in, and people expect that from you. And now that's your thing and that's what you do. And I want to make sure, and like I said, I'm a Gemini. It's like I don't ever want to be locked in, especially into something that I don't even care about, which is like something, so many moments that are not passionate moments for artists go viral when their music is what they probably really want to go viral. Or, something super important to them that they create is what they really want the masses to hear. But instead, it's this comic skit has 2 million
That's
views.
been an era of people who were online. They did something funny. They got views, kept doing that funny thing, and then now they're doing music.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, I can name like 5 people that are like that.
And is it translating? And no judgment to them. I don't know if it's translating. I don't know. But is it working? Because I think that it's harder to change people's idea of who you are once they see you as one thing versus them growing with you from who you've always been and being like, she been doing this same shit for like 5 years. She been rapping like, you know what I mean? There's some people you just got to stick to it. And I think like deferring to so many different ways to get people's attention is not what I want to do. I really want people to see me shining in the space I want to be shining in. You feel me? Not that I won't do a comedy skit or not that I won't dance or have fun. I just really want to make sure that I'm not dropping a reel every day because I want to go viral. Like, I want to drop music that's meaningful for me and make sure that goes.
Back to that, a lot of people feel like they have to post every single day and like they have to be on this grind to like be somewhere, and they're compromising with the quality of what they're doing.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's compromising the quality for sure. It's like people are consuming you every day.
Yeah.
They're just used to it.
But it's like pitched as that's a good thing because everybody sees you, so they're becoming familiar with you and stuff like that. But I feel like sometimes it could also be bad because you're not taking the time out to actually think of something thoughtful to post.
Yeah. Or actually outside living.
Oh, that too.
Like, you gotta go out there and live a little.
Too. Like,
put it down.
no experience.
Yeah.
And then that's when you put yourself in a box.
Yeah.
And you can't really get that same type of attraction when you're being yourself now. You don't even want to be yourself now.
Right. I think it's important being yourself.
Yeah.
And I was going to say that too. Like, standing out, like, you really got to be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whatever that looks like, you really have to do that because it's hard to, like, keep up the facade, the charade. Like, yourself is going to come through, at some point. So just start with you.
You know how much energy it is to not be yourself? I feel like it's way more energy for me to have to uphold that image and be like, I know this is not me. I don't feel comfortable, so why am I doing this for somebody else to feel comfortable? Yeah.
But then, I think that's speaking to what you were talking about. Like, there is a good side to the social media versus the 9 to 5, but then that's when it becomes a 9 to 5, kind of like in a way, like it turns into like something you have to do versus like something you want to do. You feel me? Like, I don't know. And then sometimes people get addicted to the likes. They get addicted to the attention. They get addicted to like the fame, the internet fame. You feel me? Like being visible, so visible. So I feel like there's a lot of psychological things with social media that I have problems with for sure. Where
me too.
I think I move carefully online and I'm particular. I even want to also create a space in my social media where it's a community. Like, there's a point where I stop accepting followers. Like, if you look like a regular bot follower, and I know there's people who are like, followers are followers. You want to get to your 10K, 20K mark. You want to reach certain marks. It's like, yeah, but I want the people who are looking on the screen to be real people who actually care about me. Even if you look weird and it's something, if I don't like the energy you come in with on your side of that Instagram, blocking you. Having followers is not important as much as having dedicated engagement and dedicated supporters is more important. Yeah.
Okay. No, that's facts. I feel like ultimately what you should get from this is like, do what you want. Do what you want.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you should go all in. Even if you're multifaceted, you think you have a bunch of things you want to do, you could still zero in on one thing and use that to open more doors, like you said.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
And it absolutely will.
Exactly. I want you guys to like really take this podcast and go listen to her music.
Yes. It's everywhere. I'm
everywhere on all streaming
on Apple,
platforms.
Spotify. I took some of the stuff down on SoundCloud. Yeah. But there's some stuff on there too for my SoundCloud people. But what I really got, I want you guys to look for the album coming out, the EP coming out in a week. Keys to the Throne. It's going to be fire. The features on there are fire. They're going to be on all streaming platforms. The visuals are going to be coming soon right after. And you got to follow me at Sasajuste on all platforms to get the updates. So, yeah.
Period. Thank you for listening to another episode of Mind Over Matter, baby. Make sure you go to the link in the description, follow all of that, subscribe, like, all of that. Thank you. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. That is Mind Over Matter, baby.
Mind over matter is magic. I do magic. Don't you know? Mind over matter is magic. I do magic. Don't you know? Mind over matter is magic. I do magic. Don't you know? You think the